What is going on, Destinites? My name's Vito, and welcome to another episode of Project Guardian. So originally, I've wanted Project Guardian to be a show where I go over tips, tricks, go over discussions, and the overall lore of the Destiny universe. But lately, all of my Project Guardian videos have been tips and tricks. So if you're a returning viewer of the show and are expecting a tip or a trick, I apologize. I'm sorry you didn't learn anything new in this video. Even though I'm sacrificing a tip video, I want to engage with you, the viewer, because you're awesome. Simple as that. So in this episode of Project Guardian, I'm going to be going over my highlights of year 1 of Destiny. And I encourage you to share your best or memorable experience as well. I would absolutely love to hear them. But before we get into it, let me give you a little bit of backstory of my history with Destiny. I originally played the beta of the game on PS4 way back when, and I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely loved it. It was awesome. It was fantastic. But then months later, when Destiny was eventually released, I played the living hell out of it. I would play missions of the storyline every day until I was done with it. I would look up lore, I would look up videos, I was so into this game. But at this point in time, I had no idea what bounties were and the importance of them. I never bothered leveling up my subclass, which at the time I only had a Titan on PS4. I didn't level up the subclass mainly because I didn't think there was really a point to. And I had no idea how to obtain gear with light level on it. Go from level 20 and on. Go from level 21 and on. I was stuck. Along with having my only friend Diddy be on PS4 at the time, and with my personal life getting in the way, my first Destiny experience was pretty lackluster, to say the least. Things started to brighten up when I bought an Xbox One in November, along with a copy of Destiny and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. When I popped Destiny into the Xbox One, I played through the story on my Warlock, which was my main character at the time. This time around, I was pushed in definitely what I think is a better direction from a fellow Destiny YouTuber and personal friend of mine, BBK Dragoon. So I did the bounties, I leveled up my subclasses, but I still found myself in this rut. I was able to get light level pieces of gear, but I was nowhere near able to enjoy endgame Destiny content. It was simple as that. I would get to level 25 and 26 and be in the same exact rut over and over again. At this time, this is when I was invited to the unofficial Pineapple Boys clan. They are a bunch of awesome guys who are very talented at video games and, love playing Destiny and show me everything and anything that I want to know and pretty much run me through whatever I need to get done for the week. They're just a bunch of awesome guys, and if you're watching this, thank you. Through them and thanks to a couple others, I was able to do what I've wanted in Destiny for the longest time. Simple as that. With that being said, I got serious into Destiny around February-ish of 2015, and it's been history ever since. Now on to my top 3 memorable moments in year 1 of Destiny. So number 3 is that one moment that I'm pretty sure every Destiny player wants in their career with this game. And that one moment is when I first got my first Yellowhorn. And for the record, I have 3 now. Thank you very much. For me, getting Yellowhorn wasn't the main reason for this moment, even though it was definitely an added bonus and it was awesome. But it wasn't a main reason for it being in my top 3. It was the process of getting the Yellowhorn. That was the reason for making it into my top 3. And that process was, it was my first ever Trials of Osiris run. Naturally, we went flawless and went to Mercury and looted the golden chest, but we had a great team, we had great teamwork, we communicated, we crossed our T's and dotted our I's, and it paid off in the end with probably the most gratifying loot drop experience I've ever had in all of Destiny. It was awesome. On to number 2 of the countdown is when I officially reached level 34 on all 3 of my characters, being my Warlock, my Hunter, and my Titan. I know this probably isn't a highlight for a lot of you, because you've probably done it a lot, maybe once or twice or 3 times if you've deleted a character and gone back. But for me, essentially starting Destiny from scratch and then 4 months later having all the gear and most of the weapons I want, it feels like I've somewhat completed the game. And that's what I aim to do whenever I buy a video game. Whenever I buy a story game, I want to beat the story. Whenever I play multiplayer, I want to get to max level. It's just who I am. Now I know beating Destiny won't happen because we're only into year 1 of a decade, but that's not the point. Now, the last but not least, my favorite moment of year 1 Destiny was officially running and completing the Crota's End raid. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say that Crota's End doesn't even compare to Vault of Glass and Atheon, and to a certain extent, yeah, I'll agree with you. Atheon's it's a really cool battle. It's really awesome. Vault of Glass is just a cool space in general. But after running each raid dozens of times by now, Vault of Glass, in my opinion, is definitely superior. But at the time, me, never having run a raid before, but hearing about this tremendous force of darkness through the story in the background that goes by the name of Crota, and then eventually taking him down literally and beating him with his own sword, was just out of this world, especially since I didn't cheese it my first time around. It was a fantastic experience. It was probably one of the best raid moments I could ever ask for, and honestly, I'll never forget it. Well, Guardians, there you have it. My top 3 memorable moments of year 1 in Destiny. A lot has happened in the first year, but moving forward, we have a whole 9 more years of memorable moments to live out in store. Thanks for joining me on this ride. Destiny is such a great game, and I'm so glad it's a thing and that it's here, and we have such a huge community around it. Even if the haters are hating on us and they don't even care, and it's just like, Destiny sucks, but you know, whatever. You're here with me, you're here with 10 million, 20 million other registered users, and you're enjoying the game. And more or less, I'm excited to see what awaits in the future. Whew, finally! That was definitely a mouthful. With all that being said, everybody, I'm going to ask you to like the video. It doesn't really help me in search results for YouTube or anything, but it shows me how engaged you are in the content I'm creating, and it inspires me to create more and to do better and to do things with other people and the whole 9 yards. It's something that, unless you create content yourself, you're not really going to understand. But if you're new to my channel and you like Destiny, why don't you hit that subscribe button? I post Destiny a lot. And now I want you guys to post in the comment section down below what your memorable moments are in Destiny's first year. And another favor I'm going to ask of you is to go check out DestinyTracker.com. It is your best source for stats on weapons and armor and many more awesome features like their version of the Armory, which was there first, by the way. But other than that, thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.